Are we live?
We are.
Well, hello everybody.
We gotta wait a few minutes. It's gonna take 30 to 40 seconds to get all these notifications sent out to everybody.
Not for your subscribers. You've got the best subscribers.
You think?
I think so.
We'll see.
See, I just got the notification. You're live.
Okay.
I'm
all
here
right.
right now.
All right, everybody.
I may be
Here
the
we
only
are.
one.
Like promised, I'll turn your volume down there, buddy.
Yep, there we go.
As promised, we're back for our 8 o'clock live stream to talk about the Shelto Trace, some backpacking and kayak camping.
And why am I here?
I don't know. Why are you here, Colonel?
I don't know either.
He started the fire. All right, Poucher's here. How's it going, Jacob? All right, Tom Eli. All right, so where do we start here? Let's talk about, real quick, before we dive into the Shelto, how much trouble it was getting set up for this live stream.
This was a lot of logistics into tonight right here.
Yeah. So behind you, what you can't see, we have a picnic table, okay? So my cell phone's on a tripod. Behind us is the picnic table. I have a ladder on the picnic table, and I have a shop light and 3 headlamps all over the place shining down on us to light us up. It worked, but you know, it was a lot, and we're stealing some electricity over here. We plugged in my shop light, so we I think we're good to go. Everything is lit up good.
It looks good on this end.
All right, so let's kick this off with the Shelto Trace FKT. It starts Sunday morning at 7 a.m., barring no unseen circumstances. Is that the right word? Unforeseen circumstances.
Sounds right.
I will be hitting the trail at 7 a.m. at the northern terminus of the Shelto Trace. Mark, I just saw you up there. What's going on, buddy? Sorry, I don't have any good grub. I saw you made a comment earlier that you would be here if we had some good grub. But unfortunately, we came here with full bellies and didn't want to go through the hassle of cooking and cleaning everything up. So all you have is us, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, back to the Shelto. So I'm heading down to the Shelto Saturday morning. I'm in the process of packing up my truck right now, getting all my supplies ready. And kind of a side story, a couple weeks ago on one of the Shelto Facebook pages, I think it's the one that's Hiker Trash, Shelto Hiker Trash or something like that. A guy was reaching out from Nashville, trying to find a ride to the northern terminus. And he was supposed to start his through hike of the Shelto this week right now. I got on there and I messaged, I just put a message on the Facebook page that, hey, if you can push back your start date 1 week, I can pick you up because he's coming into Cincinnati. So we got it all worked out. Logistics are all figured out. He's already bought his ticket, a Greyhound bus ticket out of Nashville. He'll be in Cincinnati, Greyhound station at 9:45 Saturday morning, which is right when I go through there. It's like a half mile off the road, off I-75. So I'll swing in there and pick him up and take him down the northern terminus. And we're actually all going to be camping at the Clark Farm Shelter on Dry Branch Road for night 1. That is at mile 9 of the Shelto Trace. So that's kind of the plan for getting this thing kicked off. I'm going to be posting a Facebook announcement Friday night with my Garmin map share link for those of you who are interested in following me on my Garmin map share link, as well as shoot, there was 2 things. Oh, the other thing is I'm going to be doing live streams from the trail. So I think I might have mentioned this briefly the other day or maybe in another post, but every day, hopefully every day, whenever I have a cell signal, obviously, I plan on posting a live stream from the trail, maybe even up to 2 times a day. But then there might be several days with nothing. So it all is dependent on when I will be on, when we have, sorry guys, these comments are coming up here, distracting me, losing my train of thought. So yeah, as long as there's cell service, I'll be going live every day. If there's not, that's why there's not a live stream. So that's another way for you guys to follow me, in addition to the map share. I know there's always a few of you out there that want to see and hear every detail about my attempt. So that's the way you can do it. Now, if you are new to my channel and you're wondering what is this FKT talk? It's fastest known time. It's a speed record on a trail. I'm not going to go into all the details right now, but it's something that's been a pretty important part of my YouTube channel over the last 4 years. And you know, I don't do them all the time, but this is going to be my 3rd attempt on the Shelto Trace. So there's 3 different styles. There's unsupported, self-supported and supported. This one is fully supported. I got a crew of 3 awesome guys that are going to be on the trail supporting me. So
Not one of them.
Colonel's not one, but we're hoping Colonel's going to make a little surprise visit.
He may be down there once or twice. Yeah.
Twice?
Well,
Wow, that'd
once
be
or
pretty
twice.
incredible.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Well, hopefully David Ty watches this, because
I'm hoping that
he
one of
can
those
catch a ride
times
with
I'm
you.
going down is not by myself, and it is with David Ty,
Yeah.
Hollywood.
yeah, yeah. And then the final thing here before we get into some of these comments about the Shelto. I'm also, on that Facebook post, I know, Jacob, you mentioned you're on Facebook. I know a lot of you are on Facebook. That's fine. You'll see it on my YouTube channel if you're get notified of my YouTube channel notifications. Friday night, I believe I'm going to release it Friday night, is my 2021 Shelto Trace, through hike. So it was an 8-part series originally. I've condensed that way down to about 2/3 of the footage. No, sorry, less than half of the footage. So it's just barely over an hour long, but it's kind of my 2021 through hike documentary. So for those of you that are new to my channel or haven't been with me on my channel for more than a year, you probably haven't seen that. So that'll be a new video coming out this Friday night. All right, before we move on to any more details on the Shelto, is there any good comments we need to answer here?
Mower Parts says, "Were you playing in the cornfield again?" And all I could think about was when I picked you up on the Mad River a week ago.
Colonel's face peeking out of the corn.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Man, what if you would have had a mask on? That'd have been
Oh,
good.
Smokey B. Colonel's sitting back like he's your bodyguard. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm the bouncer here, so
He's
that's
chilling.
me. Yeah.
He's just chilling.
So, yeah, a lot of good comments here. But yeah, the biggest thing is, your FKT, you're getting ready. What we got here? Hello, Jason and the Colonel. Be safe. You got this. So
I sure hope so.
everybody believes in you.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I believe in myself. I'm going into this super confident, super healthy, better trained, and in better shape than I've ever been in my entire life. So, and
Mark
I'll elaborate
Cummins
on
says
that here in a
gas
second.
bombs. I don't know what gas bombs means.
Gas bombs?
Mark
He's probably
Cummins.
talking about the tannerite explosion video I made, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That thing's kind of taking off right now.
I was
Those of
thinking
you-
of a different kind of gas bomb.
Maybe that too. I have this video. I made a short and a short long form type video of blowing up some tannerite a couple months ago with my brothers. It's like 2 or 3 minutes long. That thing's kind of taking off right now. It's getting like 10,000 views a day, and people are just ripping me in the comments, man. I'm just getting ridiculed over and over.
Well, so here, Justin Scott has a good question.
All right.
Can you talk a little bit about your current training and how it has changed for this
Yeah.
FKT attempt?
Yeah,
Specifically this FKT.
I'll touch on it briefly because I could talk an hour on this, and I know there's going to be a lot of other topics I want to mention here.
Yeah,
real
you
quick.
don't want to open this can of worms, Justin.
Oh boy. So, I did my normal thing of just getting out and moving and walking and backpacking, which is mainly what I was doing in the past. There wasn't a lot of running because my other prior attempts, there was not much running involved. They were mainly just being able to walk long distances with a pack. So I was always training with a weighted pack, partially filled backpack, and trying to get, a lot of 12 to 20 mile training days in. This time around, it's 99% running. Really no walking at all, except when I'm on hills or, recovering from some running events or running parts of my training. So I hired a coach, and I may have mentioned this briefly. I don't know I can't remember if I told you all who I hired. A lot of you guys that are on here right now will know who I hired. I'll tell you here in just a second. So, all right, so my training. I've incorporated more tempo running, intervals, strides, downhill focused runs, uphill focused runs, just putting my body, my knees, hips, feet, joints, ligaments, tendons, just putting them through the ringer, getting ready for this. I never wore any weight other than just my running vest, my Solomon, like my ultra running vest. So I followed a coaching plan, and 4 months ago, I came across a friend of mine, an acquaintance, from YouTube, and he's been on some podcasts in the past, and I saw that he was now taking on athletes to coach. And I was like, man, I'm gonna reach out to this guy and see if he'll coach me. So I emailed him, and We talked on the phone. We set up a time to talk on the phone, and I kind of asked him a few questions. He asked me a few questions. Wanted to know what my objectives and goals were for this year, and obviously he was pretty into. He's into FKTs because he's an FKT extraordinaire, and he decided to take me on, and it was a reasonable price per month to hire him, and I said, let's do it. I think you can take me to the finish line for the overall fastest on the Shelto Trace, and his name is the one and only FKT extraordinaire, Jeff Garmeyer. So I know a lot of you guys know Jeff Garmeyer. He's been on the Backpacking Podcast several times. He's done major FKTs all around the country. He was the first male calendar year Triple Crown holder. So he did the PCT, AT, CDT all in 1 year, 7,000 or 8,000 miles. Incredible. So the guy's a beast. Yeah, he might not have a great coaching what's the word I'm thinking of? Not repertoire. Resume. A great coaching resume yet, because he's only been doing this for maybe a couple years, maybe a year. I don't know, not very long. But his experience is invaluable.
Well,
you can't
and
beat
he's
the experience.
selective.
Yeah, he doesn't just take on anybody. He just wants to coach athletes that are kind of going to take this seriously, and that he thinks have a great objective to work for. So yeah, it's been great working relationship with Jeff. We just mainly communicate by text and phone and email, and I bounce things off of him, so I'm getting the inside scoop on his little tricks of the trade to be more efficient at an FKT. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. It's getting real now. I mean, it feels like it's getting really close, and it is. So I don't know if I answered your question enough about the training. I could go way in more depth on that, but I really didn't put as many miles in as I would have liked per week. A lot of guys that are running like 100-milers are going to be training 60 to 80 miles a week, and I might have had a couple weeks at 50 or 60 miles, but most of my weeks were probably more in that 35 to 45 mile range, just because I'm so busy on the farm. I'm getting a lot of time on feet, like 10 to 15,000 steps walking around my farm every day, physical activity. So it's easy for me to overtrain. If I was out running 60 to 80 miles a week, I'd be overtraining, and I'd probably get injured. So I don't think I'm a little different than most athletes, because I have such a physically demanding job on the farm already. Anything else we need to answer here about that? You see coming in?
Nothing I see on the FKT specifically. I have seen a question pop up multiple times about what drone you're currently using on your kayak trips.
Okay. That's the Mavic Mini, just the original Mavic Mini, second one. First one's lost in the water. I don't have the 2 or the 3 or whatever else.
Was it the first 1 and 2 lost in the water?
No, I still have the second one.
Okay,
it's still the
it
original.
survived. Okay.
Well, no, you're thinking of the Spark, the red one. Yeah, I remember I dropped that in the water, but it dried out.
Okay.
It worked. It still
lived.
works.
Okay.
What is your time mileage plan? Okay, this is a good one. This is the good stuff.
There we go. Routing and sleep. Yeah.
All right. So normally I like to start these things at 4 or 5 in the morning, so I can take advantage of a full first day, all the daylight and pre and post daylight, and really crush it on day one. But every time I do that, around mile 40 to 50, I start feeling a little stomach distress, a little queasy. And no matter what I do, it always happens. I can't seem to curb that for some reason. So my new plan this year is to start out at 7 a.m. I'm gonna sleep in, no alarm. It's gonna be daylight, almost daylight when I start. Eat a nice breakfast, and I'm not gonna push it too hard, but I'm just gonna go to Clear Creek Campground on night 1, so it's 51 miles. That's usually when I start feeling a little queasy, and hit the hay for a quick night's sleep, and then day 2 is where I'm really gonna put the hammer down. So we're looking at 62 miles a day, 60 to 64. So average of 62 miles a day, and that'll leave me with 47. Hey, Chris, hey, sorry about that. I almost messaged you guys to ask you if you were gonna be wrapping this up soon, because mine's getting ready to start. I couldn't be that mean, not the David Gray, man. It was all Curl's idea.
No, wait, you throw me under the bus? Where's the bus at?
My final day will be 47 miles. So 51, low 60s, 47, and that'll get me through in 5.5 days. Absolutely obliterating the overall FKT on that trail right now, which is 7 days, 9 hours and change. That's plan A. Plan B would be just to slide under that 6-day barrier, so 5.9 days. And if everything hits the fan and things aren't going my way, mud, rain, sick, twisted ankle, I mean, you name it, a million things can happen out there when you're on the trail for a week. Just to get somewhere in that 6 to 7 day range, 6.5, you know. If I go over 7 days, yeah, I'd still get the overall, but I would be very, very dissatisfied and unhappy with my performance. But obviously, if I'm 6 days in and I know I'm still going to get it, but I'm not going to get under 7 days, I'm still going to finish, but I will not be happy.
So plan D is just to survive.
Rugby extension. No, it's ending at Burnt Mill Bridge because the rugby extension has 3 miles left. I am not going to try to bushwhack through 3 miles of the rugby extension in the dark through that rhododendron. That'd be terrible. I've done that once already and about broke my ankle. So no, and since it's not officially complete, you know, that might not be verifiable by the FKT website. So yeah, I don't want to jeopardize that. So I'm sure it's going to be finished next year. So anybody that tries to beat me in the future, they're going to have to contend with those extra 13 miles or whatever that is going to be into downtown Rugby. So it's going to be even harder and harder to get into that 5-day range in the future as this thing continues to get longer.
Okay.
We are 16 minutes in, Colonel.
16 minutes in?
Before we started this, we talked about how we're keeping us under
15.
50.
Yeah. And
all right, I got to rip through some of this stuff
blew
real quick.
through that.
We already talked about my training. One thing I want to mention about my training, not really to do with training, but with the mileage. 350 miles sounds daunting to a lot of you. I know that. And it does. It always has to me too. Especially now that I have failed at 2 100-milers. So some of you might be thinking, I even thought this to myself. 100 miles?
Just nothing.
That's nothing, man. That's a day and a third.
Huh.
But I failed at 2 of them because I get to mile 65 and I'm just shot and I need a nap. And both times I was trying to do this, I was trying to go straight through. I wanted to finish in under 30 hours. On a 350 miler, I get to sleep for 3 to 4 hours each day after that 60-some miler. So you wake up feeling, yeah, you're tired and sore, but you get a little recovery time, and that makes all the difference in the world, and I can keep on going, hopefully, for 6 days straight. So yeah, they're way different. It's just
crossed, yeah.
Unbelievable how much different, how much harder. You know, another one of my buddies out in Pennsylvania, Bob Stewart, he holds the Mid-State 350-mile unsupported trail in PA. We were just talking about this, how a 100-miler is more difficult than a 300 or 400-miler because of no rest. Most people don't take rest on a 100-miler.
True.
Okay, I got to rip through some of these things. Look for some good comments.
I'm looking.
All right, so after this is complete, excuse me, I'm going to be on the Backpacking Podcast with Jeremiah and JK and Coach Jeff Garmeyer. We're all 4 going to be on there together on November 6th. It's not set in stone. It's kind of just losing my thought here. What's the word I'm looking at? Tentatively
there we go.
Planning for November 6th. We're slated for November 6th, so hopefully Jeff will be able to hop on there with us. So we can talk about my training and, you know, pick his brain a little bit about my attempt, see what he thought. And then before that, on November 2nd, those of you that maybe live in the Dayton, Cincinnati area, I'm going to be speaking at Dayton Backpacker Campfire. It's a group of, I don't know, 50 to 100 backpackers come together once a month to hear someone speak about a trail, a hike in another state. It could be kayak camping. It could be a tour through Alaska. You know, they've had all kinds of different topics. This has been going on for like 40 or 50 years. This thing's been around forever. That is going to be November 2nd at the Cox Arboretum Metro Park at 6:30. So 6:30 to 8 o'clock, I will be on stage talking about my Shelto attempt and some other Ohio backpacking trails that I've done, and just anything outdoor adventurous. So that's what I'll be talking about.
Will you be videoing that for everybody?
I don't know. Good question. I might.
Yeah. Okay.
I might videotape that.
Or go live.
Ooh, yeah, we can do that. Maybe. I will be filming my FKT. I'll have my GoPro with me. In addition, I'm having my 3 crew guys. I'll talk about them briefly, real quick.
No, they say please do video.
Yeah, I've seen that. Chris said that.
Okay.
The 3 guys that are crewing me, they're also going to be videotaping things from their perspective, fixing me food, setting up my camp, tearing down camp after I leave, talking about my well-being. I don't know, anything they can think of, they're going to be filming it. So hopefully that'll help me put together a really exciting, exhilarating, dramatic, inspiring FKT adventure story to tell you guys on YouTube when it's all said and done.
Here's a very important question.
Okay.
Jacob Poucher, will you finally, after all this talk, be getting the turtle tattoo if you complete this FKT? I don't think you will. You talk a lot about it, but I don't think you will.
My wife has really changed her mind about tattoos over the last few years. If it's in a prominent area, she would hate that. So
I'm thinking the small of your back.
I don't know, man. You know, something
Life size on the Trailblaze.
golf ball, some tennis ball size at the biggest.
I'm thinking full back.
You know, I got these little chicken calves, man. It's not gonna be on my
No,
calf.
full back tattoo.
Yes, if I get the overall and have fulfilled an FKT, have held an FKT in all 3 categories, I will get a Shelto Trace tattoo.
I'm going to be honest with everybody. If he gets this FKT, I think I might start a crowdfunding campaign. I've never done this before. I'm going to fund this tattoo for Jason.
Hey, I like it. I like it.
We're going to make that happen.
Yep. Deal.
All right.
All right.
And when he gets it, we're filming it.
Ooh,
Either
live
filming it or
streaming the
living
tattoo.
it. One of the two. It will be filmed somehow.
Will I whine like a little girl while I'm getting jabbed?
I think maybe. I don't know. You should probably do it immediately after the FKT.
The 3 guys that are crewing.
Jacob will donate. All right, right on, Jacob.
Chris Simonson from Cincinnati. He's run a couple marathons. He's going to be joining me on the trail. I mean, he's part of my crew. He'll be. So all 3 of these guys are capable of running with me, because I'm not going to be running fast. We're talking 12 to 20 minute miles, you know, depending on the terrain. So it's a very slow jog, but it's just doing it all day long.
White rabbit.
You want to explain what that is to everybody?
Well, the smoke's blowing on me, so you say white rabbit and it goes the other direction. Yeah. So
and where did you learn this?
From you.
Oh.
It's got to be true. You've never lied to me yet, that I know of.
So Chris Simonson from Cincinnati. We have Jordan Burns, who lives in the Red River Gorge and works in the Red River Gorge area.
Oh, Mark Cummins, come on.
What'd he say?
I don't want to repeat it.
Okay,
I'll screenshot it. We'll talk about it later.
So Jordan Burns knows the trail in and out. He's the one that just through hiked with the youngest ever through hiker of the Shelto Trace. Just a couple months ago, he's a 9-year-old. They did like 20-mile days. Pretty incredible. So he knows the trail like the back of his hand. It's gonna be great to have him out there. And then finally, Leonidas is back again from Alabama. Leonidas on the trail. He's a fast, strong hiker. He'll be able to hang with me easy out there. So these guys can all rotate around and take turns. You know, maybe each of them will give me 10 miles a day, for example, something like that. And then obviously they're gonna have to be cooking all my food, setting up and tearing down my camp. All right, we are 23 minutes, Colonel.
Record live.
Holy moly. What else here? So
touch on the inspire part.
Okay, so a lot of people ask me, why in the world do I want to do this? And I don't know if I can really give you a good answer, other than I like a good challenge. Everybody knows that about me. I like a good, hard challenge. I've challenged myself my entire life on my farm. Farming was my life. It was my passion. I eat, breathe, and sleep and bled farming for 20-some years. I'm going on 28 years, whatever, since I've been started growing produce. Back in 2016, when I started backpacking, that was my way of focusing my competitive drive into something other than farming. I've got my farming business where I wanted it. I was ready to be challenged in some other area, and backpacking 20, 30-mile loops became my new thing. And then, you know, then I found out about FKTs from, I think Bryce Newbold's the one that mentioned it to me once when we were hiking together on the West Rim, and yeah, the West Rim in PA with Restless Outdoors and Timmy and Goop. Yeah, anyway, and then the other thing is, then it led into ultra racing, and that's kind of just helps me get in shape for FKTs, or FKTs help me get in shape for ultra running, vice versa, whatever. So after this FKT, I am done with the Shelto Trace. I know I've said that a million times.
Yeah, we've heard that before,
but
right?
this, because I wanted that 3rd category. I want to be the first male to ever hold an FKT on a Shelto Trace in all 3 categories. So I went for it last November. I failed, so we kind of had to quit because of the weather, and I was not feeling real well. So it's been eating at me. I'm ready to get back out there and get this thing set once and for all. So my other purpose for this is A lot of people over the years have told me that I've been really inspiring. They've been inspired by me, by going out and doing these crazy adventures, crazy challenges and stuff, and FKTs, whatnot. And my hope is that I can inspire some of you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, maybe challenge yourself to something you didn't think you're capable of doing. Maybe whether that's through hiking an Appalachian Trail, maybe it's just getting outside for your very first overnight backpacking trip, or maybe it's just to make a commitment to get in better shape. If I can inspire any of you out there that want to do something a little more crazy than what you're doing now or get in better shape, you know, that would mean the world to me. And to get people outside, you know. It's so good for us to get outside in the fresh air. I mean, that's why we love backpacking, right? To see God's beautiful creation and get outside and enjoy it. And you know what? I've actually been reading about going barefooted more. Have you guys heard about grounding? It is so important to be grounded to the earth. We carry around these electrical charges, you know, in our bodies. And when you take your shoes off and you're connected to the earth and the grass, you are grounded and that leaves your body. You probably know, I mean, I'll have to talk to you about this a little bit more, but man, there's some
I've
great,
heard of it. No,
great
I've read
health
about
benefits to being grounded. So yeah, grounded's good, man. I might start doing barefoot backpacking from now on.
Barefoot FKTs?
Ooh, yeah.
There we go.
That's a whole new category. So, yeah, we got to wrap this up here real quick, guys. It's going long. We're obviously going to end up being a half hour again.
No, this is the first time for a half hour.
It was almost that long on the river.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, time
I think
flies.
so. But people are still on here. It's
Yeah.
actually growing a little bit. I see farming questions. There's all kinds of questions. I know we can't get to all of them, but
Yeah.
let me mention a couple more things and we'll answer the questions before we leave, okay? After this FKT, I kind of alluded to this, I'm done. With the Shelto, I might still do some more 20, 30, 40 milers, up to 50. I might even do some more ultra racing. So I'm gonna be turning 50 in December. I really, really want to get some ultra races in my new age group next year. I think I can be competitive. So.
Daryl
I want to get a top 3
He
to
was
5.
grounded once. It was shocking. Oh, my daughter's on here. Hey, Kenzie.
Cool. Where was I? So yeah, this training from Jeff and these FKTs and all these ultra races, I'm hoping now that I'm in the best shape of my life, if I can carry that through the winter and the next spring, I want to do some ultra races, maybe a couple 50Ks, maybe a couple 50 milers. I might even consider, I'm not ruling out a 100 miler eventually again in the future. I would love to do the no business 100 miler down on Big South Fork area. It's on the Shelto Trace. It's a big 100 mile loop. I would love to do that one. That actually starts the day I'll be finishing the trace. And so if I was starting 1 or 2 days earlier, I would have to run through crowds of like 100 people on the trail. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I'll be through there before the no business 100 starts.
Oof.
So, quick question, guys. When I pick backpacking back up after this, I'm going hardcore backpacking. That is my passion more than Shelto, or more than FKTs or ultra racing. I want to get back out on the trail and do some backpacking. I fell behind, way behind in the last 3 years from doing these FKTs because they take so much time to train and I don't really have time to go out backpacking as much as I like. So I got the Bar Tram Trail on my list, Grayson Highlands, maybe some sections of the AT, the Georgia Loop. I want to get up to the Porkies and maybe visit Bob from up Trail 71 up there. I'll probably go back to Picture Rocks again, Isle Royal, Cranberry Wilderness. Obviously, I'm going to get up into New England eventually and hit some of that awesome stuff up there in New Hampshire and Vermont. Maybe even an AT through hike in the future. I'm almost an empty nester, so that could be in the works in a couple years.
No rush, Natalie.
Lots of awesome kayak camping. I got like 10 rivers on my list for the next couple years. Yes, Pinhoti, J Hill. Pinhoti is on that list. I forgot to mention it. Absolutely. Not Bar Tram. The other 300 miler that runs down there by the AT in Georgia. Where is that? Starts with a B. Benton McKay. Benton McKay, yeah. That's about a 280 miler. Definitely want to hit that one. All right, I don't really have anything else, guys. We're gonna wrap this thing up. A couple questions. Anything?
Nothing coming in here lately that was question-wise. So.
Okay.
Well, hey, just a few more popped
more.
up. Everybody's liking the
Jason's
grounding.
feet. Yeah. Hey, my feet are tough as nails now, man.
Tough as nails.
They'd
You
be
got those
tougher
red
if I was going barefoot. Those red Crocs. If I could go barefooted more. I've been trying to go barefooted like every day for a couple hours, even if it's just walking around my garage lifting weights. So that's another part of my training I never mentioned. I lift weights every day, 4 to 5 days a week. It's nothing to bulk up, just to keep tone and tight and keep all those muscles moving and working good.
Andrew Bullock says Jason's feet bra. I don't know what that quite means.
Yeah,
but
well, he's talking about the big blisters.
I don't know. We've seen his feet on his FKT videos. You don't want to see his feet during those times. Ugh.
Yeah, okay, here's the difference. Those, I had one pair of shoes, right?
Oh, this is true.
Maybe 2 pairs of socks. I don't know, I might have took 3. But this time, I got 7 pairs of shoes, 12 pairs of socks. So I'm gonna be swapping my socks out every day at least once, even if they feel dry, because you know they're getting sweaty, salty. That's where the foot care prevention comes into place. You know, I wanna keep them clean, keep dry socks and shoes on at all times. I got a boot dryer coming with me. Farm training, did I say farm training routines?
Farm training routines, Rocky. You should probably, I'm guessing your concrete garage don't count for barefooting. You've got your gravel driveway.
You gotta be gravel driveway. Oh my gosh.
Some nails.
Yeah, I gotta be careful.
Here's a good question. What kind of watch are you wearing for this?
Coros Apex. I think it's just a regular, first generation. It's not the Pro. But yeah, I love this thing.
Is that tied into something else?
Into Strava, yeah. So I actually have the Trace downloaded on here, which I won't need it because I got it on Gaia too. I can pull my phone out if I
Well, this is his 3rd time he's got it up here.
Yeah, you know what? I still made wrong turns last time.
Well, you can't. Yeah, I get it.
But I pretty much know it, and like I said, I got Jordan with me who knows the trail like the back of his hand.
But the watch is tied to your phone, which is tied to
Well,
Strava.
once I end my route every night after my run, then it goes on to Strava. So
Okay.
yeah, you can follow me on Strava, and you can see how I've been training and all that.
Okay, very good question. Okay, nothing new here. Bernie Browing says river to river. I don't know what kind of river.
Oh yeah, that's what Samuel from Bluegrass Backcountry did, river to river. It's 160 miles. I could be wrong. It's something like that. 110, 150 down there. Maybe it goes like the Mississippi to Louisville. I don't know. It's somewhere over in there.
Man, here's my head's getting big now. Stephen Tompkins, just want to say all your kayak camp videos, especially the ones with Colonel in Michigan, have given me a great passion for kayak camping. Man,
Awesome.
Thank you, Stephen. That's
Awesome.
My head's gonna swell now. Thank you.
The question is, can we get him back on a Michigan River ever again?
I hope so. Gee
It
whiz.
ain't gonna happen in 2023.
Well, it's kind of chilly now, but maybe a southern river in 2023. We'll see how his recovery goes. on this.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
I wouldn't mind going back to see Earl.
I could recover in a kayak in the south.
Could you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we do that. Nothing. Let's see here. Nothing. Do it, buddy, and you're welcome.
All right, I'm running out of things to talk about now.
All right. Well, this
We're ready to
may
wrap
be
this
the
up.
end of it, but
Only
just,
with the REI tent.
well,
We'll survive one more thunderstorm, Colonel.
I think it's got more than one thunderstorm in it. I think
Yeah.
it's just the Bigfoot attacks that you got to be careful with. The REI
Uh-huh.
tents are not Sasquatch rated,
Oh, that's
so
right.
we have to keep that in mind.
Okay.
So where we stop at, but yeah,
Those darn rock throws, man, you gotta watch those.
you got the rock throws definitely. So
Tree knocks.
tree knocks and rock throws. But the most important thing is remember, he's going live 1 to 2 times a day, give or
Yep.
take cell service.
I hope
on
you
the
guys,
Shelto.
even if you are following me on YouTube, hit the bell notification. I know everybody says that. Smash that bell notification so you know when I go live. Because, well, here's the other thing I didn't mention. I'm not going to be interacting with you guys. Yeah,
during the
yeah.
FKT.
These are going to be short, 1, 2, 3 minutes. Tell you how I'm doing. Tell you my progress. What am I struggling with? Is things going according to plan? Done. And then I'll keep coming on doing that.
And
So
if you
so
miss the
guys,
live, it loads and goes back
yeah,
on. In
you
an
guys can
hour.
always come back and watch it later. And,
Yeah.
Eventually when I get home, or whatever, I'll try to catch back up on the comments that come in. But yeah, I won't be interacting with you guys. But I just thought that'd be another cool way to showcase the trail and what I'm going through during this FKT.
The misery.
The misery. There's got to be some good times too.
Well, there will be.
Oh yeah. There's always highs and lows in these type things. Lots of lows, some highs, lots of riding the pain train deep into the pain cave.
Well, what is that? You're a Methodist?
Combines were busy. Feels done. Yeah, my brother does all of our combining. He's been running until midnight every night. He hit it hard today. We're about 600 acres in on our beans, so another week we'll be done with beans. We got less than 1,000 acres of beans. Only got like 350 acres of corn. So, yeah, a couple weeks we'll be wrapping up harvest as long as we have good weather.
Nice.
So, alrighty, guys. Hey, we're gonna wrap this up. We went 34 minutes.
Man, that's a long one.
This was always a good time. I'm glad the Colonel got to join me again.
Woohoo!
Yeah, there's combines running everywhere right now. It's crazy. Perfect harvest weather for sure.
I almost got hit by one.
Thanks for joining us, guys, for my live stream. I appreciate it. And thanks for following me on my past FKTs. I hope you all tune in and follow along on this one. I really appreciate all you guys and looking forward to the next one. Take care.